Egon Zehnder cares deeply about leadership. We believe strongly that diverse and inclusive leaders create a better world, where organisations and economies not only grow, they thrive. We also believe we have a unique role to play in advancing this agenda around the world. This is why, for the third straight year, we hosted our Leaders&Daughters event series. We created this global programme to bring generations together, to learn from both accomplished leaders and their daughters as they embark upon their own career journeys. Our goal is to spark the conversation and to collectively pave a better future for the next generation of female leaders. The dialogue at the events uncovered several common themes. Self-esteem comes from within.
Your self-worth is determined and defined by you. Don't give away your power. That is something that you have to have and keep, and it has to come from inside of you.
Well, I always tell my daughter, #crazygood, right? Be crazy good at whatever it is you do, because if you're a shining star and you're doing a great job and you're building a reputation for yourself and you have personal credibility and you have conviction and you're shining, people want to help you. The whole world conspires to help you succeed.
Push beyond your comfort zone.
What I always try to convey to my kids is, first of all, find out what you're passionate about. 2, be curious. And 3, leave the comfort zone. Try to push yourself, find out how far you can go.
The only way to find out, can I do this, was to keep on doing it. When your motivation is bigger than your fear, then you find the courage to do the thing.
Well, my advice to your daughters is whatever you think you're going to do with your life is going to be totally different, and that is going to be amazing. My life is so much better because I stayed open to other experiences.
Sponsorship tops mentorship. The value of mentorship is known. Even more important, the role of sponsorship.
But to remove the barriers, to remove the perceptions, having a strong sponsorship is important, both ways.
Specifically start to talk about reverse mentoring. How can we be better, or how would you look at this problem?
Role models are critical.
I find so much confidence in being a woman, and in the future I fully expect women to take on more leadership roles and more big roles in the community, because I see it all the time. And what we need to do to help that is to have more examples, more role models, more women supporting other women.
I think a critical point for women is, as you become more visible and more senior, you are a role model. You may not want to be, you may not have chosen it, but you are. So you need to be a good one.
The importance of STEM.
Well, obviously in the science, technology, engineering, and math fields, women are hugely underrepresented. So not only are we underrepresented, we're often invisible. And I do think there's this idea that, well, the best always rise to the top, but we know from research that's not true because of implicit and unconscious bias.
One very vivid memory for me is when my father invited me into his lab to work with PhD students right by their side doing real research to encourage my interest in pursuing a career in a STEM-related field. From a very early age, he taught me how to face my fears and be successful in a male-dominated environment.
Millennials demand diversity. Younger people simply will not consider a company that doesn't take diversity and inclusion seriously.
So I used to ask my boss every single week, and I joined the sales team. And every week he would tell me, you know what, we'll order those books next week, Zoe. We'll order those books next week. And after a few months, I realized that there was very clearly a glass ceiling on my head, and next week was not coming. So I quit. I walked away. I said, absolutely not. I will not be undervalued.
I think you need a culture that espouses a sense of empowerment and that is a meritocracy, regardless of your color or where you come from or your gender.
I think that some of my millennial colleagues, we just think it's going to be a little bit easier. It's called work for a reason. It's work, it's not fun.
Work-life balance remains one of the biggest challenges for emerging leaders.
Love your job and do what you love, and then don't feel guilty for the compromise.
You got to pick your partner well, and you got to pick your company well. And if it's not a company that's going to support you,
don't stay.
Men must be part of the solution.
Last year I was at our Worldwide Developers Conference. It is classically 70 to 80% male, and we're trying so hard to shift that. And we had some speaker sessions and a wonderful women's track, and these three young engineers, these young male engineers came up to me and they said, how can we help? How can we change this? And I said, exactly what you're doing. Be a part of this, be a part of the conversation.
There's opportunity everywhere you turn, and that by bringing different perceptions and experiences to the table, you end up as a stronger either organization or leader or both.
This is about all of us. It's about women and men working together across gender and race and ethnic background and valuing every individual for what they can contribute.
These themes resonated across the globe and among the more than 3,500 people we convened for change. We have also launched a campaign, To My Daughter, in which leaders from all over the world wrote letters to their daughters about their hopes and dreams for the future. To participate in the To My Daughter campaign, go to Leaders&Daughters.com. For more information on the Leaders and Daughters initiative, visit EgonZehnder.com. And together we can help change the world with the next generation of female leaders.